Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
Edmonton's Winspear Center is ready for an upgrade.
Positive news. I think it'll do good for the area.
The Premier of Alberta makes history with a new agreement.
Share our experiences where we can to learn as well.
And an iconic series comes to life at the Tell Us World of Science.
A wonderful educational journey behind the science of identity.
NAIT NewsWatch starts right now.
Good evening. While many Edmontonians are disappointed by the uncertainty of the new arena, a new downtown project is underway and is bringing some excitement.
The Winspear Center is preparing for a 40,000 square foot expansion that is expected to breathe new life into the downtown core. Our Wayme Teeter joins us live from our news center with more on that story. Wayme?
The Francis Winspear Center is looking to build a partnership so that they can expand their social space in an effort to better serve the community. Opened in 1997, the Winspear Center helped change the face of downtown Edmonton and strengthen an already vibrant arts district. Through a partnership with a developer, the center hopes an expansion will increase its capacity to support music-related education programs and partnerships with businesses and other arts organizations.
There's a fair amount of work that we have to turn away because it just isn't suited for the size of our hall. And it was always in the plans at the time that Winspear was built that we would develop the space and expand on the program that we offer today.
The expansion proposes to turn a parking lot on the building's east side into an additional performance hall, studio, and support space. The new development is also expected to house a facility for potential commercial, residential, or hotel use.
It's not just music fans that are excited about the expansion. Many local business owners are looking towards a positive future.
George Bromas is the owner of the Oil Lamp, a Greek restaurant located across the street from the Winspear Center. Running his business in the area for over 3 years, George is looking forward to the expansion and what it might bring.
Well, that's very positive news. I think it'll do good for the area. We need projects of this sort to instill more confidence in the people to come back at night and patronize the area.
While no developer has yet been contracted, the Winspear has expressed their interest in a partnership and are accepting submissions from developers until November 30th. While some people are still disappointed about the unknown future of the arena, others are just moving on and hoping the expansion of the center is going to bring some excitement back to the heart of downtown.
When are they expected to start construction on the expansion?
Well, nothing is really set in stone yet. They still don't have a developer or a budget created, but the representatives at the Winspear are hoping in the next 2 to 3 years to start construction.
So downtown will be experiencing some major changes over the next few years then?
Absolutely. The Citadel Theatre, they're looking to redevelop in hopes to construct a multi-story apartment or a boutique hotel. Also, the new Royal Alberta Museum is scheduled to open in 2016.
Thanks, Wayme. That was Wayme Teeter reporting live from our news center.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch.
Well, winter is just around the corner, and with that comes some unhappy Edmontonians.
For the Love of Winter is a think tank developed strategy aimed at changing the winter blues. Elise Bishop is one Edmontonian that looks forward to seeing winter out her window. She smiles at the sight of snow and all the opportunities to get outside and enjoy it.
I think that a lot of people have a negative look towards winter because they just see it as, oh, I have to shovel snow and bad drivers, and if they would stop looking at the cup half empty.
For the Love of Winter strategy hopes to get Edmontonians to look at winter from a different perspective, like Elise does. Community leaders formed a think tank to brainstorm ideas to get Edmontonians out in the city during the colder months.
Some ideas are wacky and some of them are truly inspirational. Some more doable and some are a little less doable.
From an ice climbing wall, heated bus stops, to something as simple as having brighter exteriors to buildings are a few of the ideas. Edmontonians are welcoming the ideas as long as they are safe. Jaywalking, if it's safe to do so, instead of waiting in the cold for a light to change, is a proposed idea that may not fall into that category.
They can get it to work and make it safe, where you don't have kids on sleds getting into the middle of traffic, getting run over by a semi or something like that, then yeah, it'd be a good idea.
Inspiration for a more active winter patio season comes from Copenhagen, Denmark, where their change of mindset to the cold months has proven successful. Places like New York are also trying similar strategies. For the Love of Winter isn't just about winter appeal for Edmontonians. The strategy also covers increasing the winter fashion industry and making Edmonton a winter tourism destination. Elise believes if the mindsets can be changed, it could be a possibility.
People see Christmas as needing snow, so if you chose that activity in Edmonton as needing snow, people will be more excited for when it snows.
For the Love of Winter is in the proposal stage, but organizers hope that Edmonton will take a winterized look when planning, building, and everyday life.
Well, Alberta received an important visit from the Middle East this week in order to sign the first of its kind agreement of cooperation. Premier Alison Redford welcomed His Highness the Aga Khan, spiritual leader of the Ismaili community, on Wednesday. The meeting was held to sign Alberta's first agreement of cooperation with the Imamat. The agreement is an initiative to further opportunities in fields of mutual interest like health sciences and education. Premier Redford stresses the importance of using Alberta's resources to help other developing communities.
It's important for us in signing this Memorandum of Understanding today to do more than celebrate who we are as Albertans. It's about us celebrating the fact that we are certainly blessed and that we want to share our experiences where we can to learn as well.
The international relationship has already brought together the Aga Khan Foundation Canada, which started over 25 years ago.
The international relationship has already brought together the Aga Khan Foundation Canada, which started over 25 years ago. The City of Edmonton is looking to make voting more accessible for the next election. Testing out online voting is an option for next year's election. Voters have to register and upload or present their ID in order to vote. The city hopes the new option will show results.
And for us, the most important thing is to provide voting options to encourage voter turnout.
The threshold goal set is 1,000 voters for the span of the test run. Promising results were displayed, with 700 voters registering after the first day. However, not all Edmontonians are open to the idea.
I think a move to online voting would be good.
See, I wouldn't do it just because I feel like it's a waste of time.
You are able to register on the City of Edmonton's website until November 1st. Voting closes on November 2nd.
A well-established community will soon be given a chance at freshening itself up, thanks to Edmonton's newest revitalization project. The Bonnie Doon area between 86th and 96th Street has been chosen to be the city's 12th business revitalization zone. Known as the French Quarter, the community houses many French residents, as well as the French faculty and La Cité Francophone. After 2 years of persuading, owner of bilingual La Bébé Boutique and president of the BRZ, Patricia Lachance, says she's happy to see that some progress will soon be underway.
The impact of the BRZ will definitely increase the traffic in the area, getting the people to know where the French Quarter is, basically for all the other people that lives in Edmonton.
Patricia says the revitalization will happen in small stages within the next 5 years, including an $85,000 donation from City Council that will be given to the BRZ committee next year.
World Vision's largest mobile campaign is now in Edmonton to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS in a special way. World Vision's new One Life experience at West Edmonton Mall invites the public to step into the lives of 4 individuals in third world countries. It gives the audience both visuals and audio to tell the stories of these children who unwillingly must face circumstances where the possibility of contracting AIDS is dangerously high.
We've been struggling for a while with a way to make it real for people, because you can go to a booth and we have great fundraisers and they can tell you the story, but sometimes you have to see things or experience things in order to make them real.
Visitors can write positive messages of encouragement and hope to the children once they've completed the tour. The exhibit is open until early 2013 at West Edmonton Mall.
The Force is now with us in Edmonton. The new Star Wars exhibit is making its way across the world. Its mission, to reveal what forces shape you. With over 200 authentic items from the famous series, the futuristic display at the TELUS World of Science is enough to make any fan give in to the dark side. But the attention is focused on the interactive side of the exhibit, where pure memorabilia and intellect come together. A bracelet and an earpiece are the keys to finding your inner Star Wars persona. The exhibit takes the fans through a journey of self-discovery. Each station plays a scientific clip about human identity and the importance of our upbringing, with plenty of set costumes and props along the way, of course. Creators X3 Productions and Lucasfilm are proud to say they were able to add a learning experience to the already iconic, multi-generational movie phenomena.
It's a wonderful way to bring families in the door, but while they're here, we get to take them on a wonderful educational journey behind the science of identity, teaching them about the biology and the genetics and the other factors that help shape really who we are.
This is the last Canadian stop for the international project. Star Wars Identities is featured at the TELUS World of Science until April 2013. And coming up after the break, we give you an earful of potential damages your headphones could cause you.
An audiologist gives advice on how to avoid future hearing impairments.
Somebody else can hear the music outside your headphones and it's too loud.
In sports, the Eskimos are gearing up for Montreal. The NAIT Oops men's hockey team is back in practice. And I take on arm wrestling in the End Zone Challenge. That's coming up.
Coming up after the break, I tell you how much you have to bundle up for this Halloween. I'm Taylor Jackson, and weather is next.
Our Taylor Jackson reports now live from outside our news weather station.
It looks like it's been a pretty chilly week, and I'm hoping the snow won't stay around. Taylor, how is it out there?
Well, it's actually quite chilly outside right now, but I do have some good news. Edmonton is still not quite ready for the big first heavy snowfall that usually leads us into our treacherous winters. So later next week, we can expect some warmer and snowless days. Now let's go to the boards for tomorrow's weather. Starting in Calgary, we have mostly cloudy with a 40% chance of wet flurries, so a mix of some snow and rain, with a low of -7 and a high of 1. Now in Jasper, it's cloudy with a greater 60% chance of flurries, with a low of -9 and a high of +1. As we head north to Fort McMurray, it's quite a bit chillier with a low of -9 and a high of only -4, with mostly cloudy and 30% chance of flurries. Here in Edmonton, our low will be -8 and our high will be -1 with a 30% chance of flurries. The average temperature for this type of year is a -4 as a low and 5 as a high. Now heading to the record temperatures, in 1925, we had a low of -20, and 1953, a high of 22.
Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
Usually in Halloween, you are wearing big winter coats, but you may want to consider bringing an umbrella this year, because on Wednesday's weather, we have a low of -4 and a high of 3 with a slight chance of rain. So when you're out there celebrating Halloween, be sure to avoid the puddles.
All right, well, I'm happy that winter will come slower this year. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you, guys.
Whether it's on the bus, in between classes, or going for a run, many people use headphones to listen to their music on the go.
The potential for hearing loss is a concern for anyone who uses headphones. Our reporter Matt Ingalls has more.
Most people don't think twice about turning up their music while using headphones, whether it's to drown out their surroundings or just because they like it loud. Dr. Amber Dura, an audiologist in Edmonton, has a tip for knowing when you're listening to your music just a little too loud.
When you're listening to music or something like that, is if somebody else can hear the music outside your headphones and it's too loud.
Dr. Dura also says that exposure to loud music for any amount of time can be damaging.
It doesn't have to be very long, so people can even, at concerts and things like that, when people have ringing in their ears, that's a sign that you've done damage.
It's a common misconception that hearing loss is associated with old age. The truth is, young people are just as at risk. People who use in-ear earbuds, like this, have a higher risk of hearing damage due to the proximity of the earbud to the eardrum inside the ear. Using noise cancelling over-the-ear headphones such as these reduces that risk by bringing the noise further away from the eardrum and cancelling the noise around you, reducing the need for loud volumes and the risk of hearing loss. NAIT radio student Chad Benson uses headphones all the time and has noticed hearing problems developing.
A lot, when we're on air, it's always headphones. When we're working in the studios, we always have our headphones on, and just about everything we do here has to do with headphones, wearing our headphones. Like the inner ear, they find that they bug me more, especially after wearing them for a long time.
Avoiding long-term or permanent hearing damage can be as simple as taking breaks while listening to music and maintaining a lower volume.
Avery Lewis McDougall joins us now for sports. You were out talking to a familiar face for the Eskimos.
And I heard that you also took on an arm wrestling competition for your end zone challenge.
It certainly was interesting. That's coming up right now. Win and you're in the playoffs. It's as simple as that for the Edmonton Eskimos as they get ready to face Montreal and will have a familiar face with them. In what may be the game of the year for the Eskimos, they have brought back running back Corey Boyd into the fold. Boyd was released a few weeks ago, but was brought back due to an injury to Hugh Charles. Boyd would love to make his mark with the team, clinching a playoff win.
You know, to go out there, you know, play against a team that has been elite in this league for many years, and to go out there and to get this win just to, you know, make it to the playoffs is amazing, you know.
Corey is a guy that knows the system. He's been here before. So just to have that depth at that position is going to be good for him.
The Eskimos Alouettes tangle on Sunday at 11 a.m. The NAIT Ooks men's hockey team is in good spirits after a solid start to their season. The Ooks are coming off of 2 dominating wins last week over the Briarcrest Clippers, in which outscored them 17-2 in the 2 games. First year forward, Dante Borrelli has been a factor in the offensive output, and gives credit to head coach Phil Dejoie.
Game down, I'm usually like a reckless player out there, just go and do my job, like hitting stuff, but he's kind of calmed my game down and made me more of a heads-up player.
Lajoie is pleased to see his team playing well early and speaks highly of the fact that it is not just one player chipping in offensively.
You know, it's scoring by committee if you want, and there's been different guys step up at every game, and that's nice, and I think it speaks to the balance that we have within our lineup.
NAIT takes on a Concordia Thunder this weekend. Some of the toughest biceps in Western Canada were competing at West Edmonton Mall this past week. The third annual Mayhem in the Mall arm wrestling tournament took place on Saturday, with competitors of all ages all across Western Canada taking part. One of the main matches was Vancouver's Dan Gallo and Edmonton boy Kelly Leach, who matched up in a best-of-7 series, with Leach taking it 4-3.
I lost him at Nationals in July there, and I got second, so I just wanted to come back, and I really wanted to beat him, and it worked out for me.
I was really looking forward to playing Kelly Leach this year after defeating him in the finals at Nationals at a much lower weight. I thought I could have did better coming up here and playing him. It was very exciting, and I'm glad I got to come here and get a chance to pull again.
Mayhem in the Mall was put on by Arm Wrestling Alberta. In the End Zone Challenge, I decided to see how tough I really was as I took on one of the more underrated sports in the world. It's not as over the top as Sly Stallone portrayed to be in the blockbuster flops from the late 1980s, but it is still an intense sport, and I decided to check out arm wrestling at the Klansman Rugby Club. There's a lot more to it than just slamming someone's arm down to the mat. As wrestler and coach Brian Manson showed me, you have to get the arms loose first to avoid injury during a match.
When the going gets tough, you're a little more limbered, and your muscles and so on have been warmed up. It's just like a runner doing some exercises prior to the run.
Soon, I was on the mat with Mark Harrison, one of the best arm wrestlers in all of Alberta, who taught me some strategy and some technique in matches. Down in the States, it's picking up momentum.
There's actual money sponsors. It's in the MGM Grand in Vegas with Arm Wars now. So hopefully we're trying to get the ball rolling. If we can get it on board with Olympic support. So when you're going down, your body's going to swing under and it's going to produce more leverage going backwards. Right? So like, even though the pin pads are here, you don't have to pin right there. You can pin anywhere. Right? So lift his arm up a little bit so it doesn't restrict your movement. You can go down. Okay?
Even our cameraman, Matt Ingalls, got in on the action and almost beat Brian Manson, but in the end, Brian came from behind and pulled out victory from the jaws of defeat on Matt.
Good job.
I was able to at least get one victory over Mark, and in slow motion. Not a bad way to cap off an End Zone Challenge.
That was definitely some tough competition you had there.
Oh, it certainly was fun.
I'm sure you could beat me in an arm wrestle, Avery.
I doubt that, Rianne.
Thank you, Avery.
Coming up after the break, May and I lend a hand to the handy.
We join numerous volunteers in building homes with Habitat for Humanity.
Has a ripple effect on the community around them. Children and people become more involved in their community.
And coming up in entertainment, we show you how to make this the best Halloween ever. News from our campus and around your city. This is NAIT NewsWatch.
For many low-income families, housing can be difficult.
Habitat for Humanity builds affordable housing for families in need. The 47 duplexes in Anderson Gardens community are almost ready. Habitat for Humanity has been building this housing since 2010 and expect to be finished by late November. Habitat for Humanity helps not only Edmonton communities, but internationally.
We all win when families are able to afford to own their own home. And of course, that has a ripple effect on the community around them. Children and people become more involved in their community.
We were able to help out at the Anderson build site, and although our painting skills weren't the best, the other volunteers were happy to teach us. Habitat for Humanity always welcomes new volunteers. Ted McClung believes that if you are willing to learn, you will be a help on site.
Not required you be good at it. People come, we've had people come who've never done anything like that.
Building homes, building hope! Our painting skills improved the time we were there and had a great time learning both new skills and about the people it helps. Our entertainment reporter Claire Theobald has tips on how to make you the best dressed at this year's Monster Bash.
And she gives us the inside scoop on the first Edmonton Comic Expo. Entertainment starts right now.
Although it might be a bit early to expect costume superheroes at your door, comic book and sci-fi characters came to life at the Edmonton Comic and Entertainment Expo with superfans dressed to impress. This year's event was hailed as a to revel in their shared passion for sci-fi, fantasy, and comic book culture. Although it might seem like child's play, these comic conventions celebrate the creative spirit and artistry that goes into creating worlds beyond our own.
I get the chance to meet the writers and the artists, those who inspired me to actually, not just to love and appreciate comics, but convert it into my lifestyle.
Vendors displayed merchandise and collectibles that ranged from adorable to downright scary during a show that was as unique and diverse as those who attended. Artists showed off their incredible talent in a genre that naturally lends itself to creativity.
I think it's just exploring places that don't exist, I guess. So it kind of feeds into my imagination, and I just get a lot of enjoyment out of that.
The expo was also a chance for cosplay fans to showcase their expertly crafted costumes. Although formerly seen as a domain for hardcore nerds, as comic culture becomes more mainstream, so does its fan base, with some attendees just looking for an excuse to get out and have some fun.
So we thought we'd do it up as a family. We've got Halloween costumes for the whole family to go out next week, and this was another excuse to wear them.
This year's event was hailed as a huge success with over 14,000 fans attending. If you missed out, the Comic Expo will return to Edmonton next September. You can't make this the best Halloween ever without the best costume. I went over to the theater garage to get some tips on how to improve my outfit. Costume shop shelves are packed with all the beads, fur, and feathers you'll need to deck out your costume. This year, expect to see a lot of blockbuster-inspired costumes like Star Wars and superheroes. With so many options to choose from, it can be difficult to figure out just which is the best costume for you. Whatever route you choose, the best costumes are always the ones that show off your personality.
That's the part that I like the most, is trying to bring that out in somebody's costume and adding the little things that are them. And then, yeah, then they own it all night, and people really remember those costumes.
Now that you've got the costume, it's time to transform your home into a haunted house. Halloween is a great opportunity to try out some fun and exciting decorating ideas. All you'll need are a few leftover props, some dollar store finds, and a little imagination.
It's of course about the details. I mean, also this is a very nice, you buy one of those empty boxes in the dollar store and you can just decorate it with some ribbon and embellishment. The witch's brew, which is some iced tea. So we can incorporate not only different items, different decorations, but you can incorporate a lot of props.
Whether you choose to incorporate some skeletal accents or string up a few webs, the important part is having fun.
There's no rules. It's all about thinking outside the box and being creative and have fun.
This week's movie, we take a jump to the left and step back in time to celebrate the cult classic Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rocky Horror returns to the Metro Cinema at Garneau, where for over a decade, costume fans dance, sing, and play along with the Halloween staple.
It is quite a unique and fun experience to, watch a film with, 500 other people, all singing the same song, all, partying the same way.
The rock musical relives the tale of a young couple stranded in a storm.
I knew I should have gotten that spare tire fixed.
Who wind up in the middle of Dr. Frankenfurter's bizarre party.
How do you do? I see you've met my faithful hand in hand.
Guests bring rice, squirt guns, newspapers, and pieces of toast to play along with their favorite scenes. Tickets for tonight's special screening have sold out, but there will be another chance at madness at the Metro this spring. If you're having trouble figuring out what to be for Halloween, imagine how your cat feels. Check out this week's viral video for some pet costume inspiration. I hope you enjoyed our little Halloween prank. May, Rianne, back to you.
Thank you, Claire. I'm hoping, even though I'm not a superhero, my costume can compete with the best.
Oh, definitely. I think I'm going to stick with the superhero theme as well. I think it's pretty popular
It's a
this
good
year.
choice. You can check us out online at NAIT NewsWatch.ca and on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching.